Hello. Hello. Is this Sensor Game Bino here with a new stream? And this stream will be going over the event week for this week in Craft Online. That started on very early Thursday as per usual. As of what I'm doing is it's very early Monday, so there's still a couple days left on this event week. But yeah. For those wondering why the Meth Spectator is gone, for those who did not watch the Reddit Online live stream, the reason Meth Spectator is gone is because I actually have a PlayStation 5 now, and PlayStation 5 does not seem to have a Meth Spectator. You can't do like the 100, 200 character like highlight thing, whatever, at the bottom anymore. And yeah. I'm using the DualSense wireless controller microphone for those who are curious. Since there's a microphone right on the controller for the PlayStation 5. But it's DualSense controller, which is quite cool. Which I'm not like throwing out. I might consider doing the headset of mine still for noise cancellation at least. But yeah, I'm at least going to give the DualSense controller a try for a couple streams. This might be the last one, depending on how I feel about it, for like a whole hour, most likely, or something at least. But yeah, I'm talking for the DualSense controller. But yeah, Southern San Andreas has the podium vehicle for the week. Nagasaki Outlaw from Casino Heist, I think. Okay, is in DLC, I think. Oh yeah, here it is. But yeah, Nagasaki Outlaw, at least if a trade price is 951,000. I'm very certain on it that the Outlaw does have a trade price, because I think it's tied to the Casino Heist. Like, I think you can use it as like a getaway vehicle. So being a getaway vehicle, as long as you choose it for a getaway vehicle when you do a Casino Heist, you don't actually have to drive it, you just have to select it as a getaway vehicle and like steal it for getaway vehicle and whatnot. I believe that's the way to get the trade price for sure. And yeah. With the trade price, you save under $1 million. If there's a livery on it, then it's probably around like 20,000. You save with the livery extra into account if you keep the livery as is. But yeah. For the performance, going off a roughly 132 spreadsheet, the Nagasaki Outlaw is a 12th place for lap time for the off-road class. And then for top speed, the Outlaw performs at 28th place in comparison to its 12th place on lap time. However, the thing is, with the off-road class, there's a lot of like non-raceable vehicles. Non-raceable vehicles are things you can't use in the traditional races. Maybe like a transform race or two or something, but not really much of a traditional race. So there's possibly like non-raceable off-road vehicles that are better than the Outlaw, and even without that being the case, 12th place lap time is basically its best performance, and that's out of the top 10, which in my opinion, if something's beneath the top 10, then at least for performance, it's not very feasible. However, I don't doubt the customizations are very good. So is this purely going to be a customization vehicle? I would say not really for performance. Plus, even with non-raceable vehicles, you can use stuff like the Sanchez and like other kind of dirt bikes, I think, as well. And yeah, bikes traditionally have an advantage over like traditional like, vehicles in a lot of circumstances for motorcycles and whatnot, which are certain ones you can use in off-road races. So yeah, even then, that kind of declines its usage for races even more. But even without that, it's not really good for racing. So yeah, performance not really there, mainly for customization. And again, it feels really awkward speaking to a controller, but yeah, kind of like in some ways compared to wearing something on my head. Having to wear something on my like head or something and talk to stream and stuff. And yeah, if anyone wants to know like a lot of the differences kind of between the PS4 and PS5 streaming, I tried to mention them as best as I could from my first experience. Any differences between PS4 and PS5 live streaming. My previous stream was just a Red Dead stream. But here I go over the premium race, time trial, recipe, and data of time trial. And yeah, premium race for the week is downtown underground for the supercar class. And yeah, it kind of looks to be on a highway at the start, though it is in the city, so I imagine there's quite the turns and stuff in it. So I'll go over to number one. So I'll just go over the number one lap time option for the supercar class, and that will be the Progen Emirates, from what I remember. I typically always go over like the top lap time supercar for the most part for every live stream. And from what I recall, it was a Progen Emirates, which is like $2.7, $2.9 million from the Damasceno Resort DLC, which is like a mid-2019 release. So you're not all that far down on the Electric Motorsport website, so it should be pretty easy to find. But yeah, if you want the number one lap time option, Progen Emirates should be it. It's probably advice for probably the best advice I would say for vehicle choice for the premium race. Okay, now where's that time trial, the regular one? Regular time trial for the week is LSIA. But yeah. If I remember right, you have to go like somewhere up like here or something. So yeah, there's definitely going to be lap time, I'd say, involved with it in some way, shape, and form. So yeah, I'm probably just going to go over lap time options again. So of course for supercar, I already mentioned the Progen Emirates being the number one option for lap time. And I'll go for two motorcycles, the number one for lap time, and then also kind of the best average motorcycle, and then also the best average time trial vehicle, in my opinion. But yeah, for the number one lap time motorcycle, it's actually the Nagasaki Jotaro. Nagasaki Jotaro is the like Tron motorcycle in the game. So yeah, Nagasaki Jotaro, that's a $2.2, $2.3 million motorcycle, somewhere around there for the stock vehicle. And with upgrades and stuff, probably high 2 mil range for sure, for the performance ones only, I mean. And yeah, probably more like $3 million when it comes to the Progen Emirates with the engine upgrades into account, if I have not mentioned that. And yeah, Nagasaki Jotaro, I think you can link forward or backwards with the stick for the left stick for the best possible speed. I think it's the only motorcycle where you can choose to do it like a wheelie or a stoppie for the best possible speed. That's something pretty unique for the Jotaro for sure. And then there is one motorcycle that's way more worth mentioning, and that is actually the Body 801, the Pegassi Body 801. What is actually a vehicle from day one of the game, believe it or not. Body 801 is like a $10,000 at most motorcycle for the stock vehicle. Or it might even be like 9,000, 8,000 or something like that. And for engine upgrades, probably around like 250, 500,000. And what's great about the Body 801 is, from what I remember, it's actually a third place lap time and a third place top speed. even with its very cheap price and all. So Body 801 is actually the best, like, average time trial vehicle for 2021, since as of the last couple years, you can't really use, like, any sort of rocket-boosted vehicle whatsoever. They kind of took out rocket-boosted vehicles for time trials when they, like, doubled the payout from 50 to 100,000 a couple years back. So for those who want generally the best time trial vehicle, that would definitely be the Body 801, I would say. And yeah, I'm going off of memory, but I typically go over the motorcycle and supercar class like every single event week stream, so I should be correct on the vehicles I mentioned and stuff. And again, credit to the performance goes to roughly 152. Recipe and data of time trial for the week is Cemetery. But yeah, Cemetery, I do actually have an RCP and data time trial guide on the Cemetery time trial. But yeah, I don't think I've done an RCP and data time trial guide for like a year or two, because it wasn't really the funnest series to make. I'm not the best at like giving guides on like a time trial of all things, but yeah. If you do want very reliable like RCP and data time trials from someone who consistently uploads them, I do recommend GTA Men. I think GTA Men does RCP and data time trial guides. I never watched one pretty much, but I imagine they're pretty good, and he has a couple 100,000 subscribers, so yeah, I imagine they're pretty good. Or of course there's a YouTuber called GTA Series Videos, but they don't really commentate on most of their stuff, so you would have to watch closely with what they do. So yeah, I recommend GTA Men if you want like a commentary or RCP and data time trial guide. So that should take care of the premium race time trial and RCP and data time trial. Now I want to go over to the LS car meet and talk pretty much about the rest of the stuff for the event week. By the way, I got the last tuner vehicle I wanted. Out of all 10 tuner vehicles I wanted, I actually ended up getting rid of my Remus. I got rid of my Remus, which is like the first prize ride from like the first week of the update. I never really modified the Remus because I kind of knew I was going to get rid of it, because I wanted to wait for the performance videos from roughly 132. And I knew I really wanted it. Okay, that was weird. I got a phone call while I was in the menu. It was like Tom Connors or something, or English Dave or something for a dumb DJ request mission or something. That's completely random for why I don't do them, but yeah. But yeah, I got my last of the tuner vehicles I really wanted, which is CNS Heroes. That was one from day one that I really wanted, but I ended up getting the ZR350 as my one vehicle from the first day of the tuners update. And I had the Previan, so this completes the like trifecta of the 3 new vehicles in the latest update I returned from San Andreas. And yeah, personally I didn't really know what theme to go for it. I kind of looked into Euros, seeing like what kind of different colors there were, and there was like quite a few different color Euros, so I kind of just took a few different colors of like the Euros currency and kind of applied it to the vehicle. That was kind of a little bit of my theme, to say the least. And yeah, I just wanted an excuse to put my crew color, and I think there was like a blue colored Euros, that's why I did my crew color as primary, and then I did like Cabernet red and like wine red and stuff like that for like secondaries, since I don't think I really had red on a tuner vehicle yet. And yeah, I went with the Bronco livery for some green, which I think I had like all the liveries for that except for one, I think. So I did get to choose a build I actually wanted, I think. But yeah, I'm at the LS car meet now. And yeah, it would be really helpful if Sony did not get rid of my spectator feature from the PlayStation 4 for PlayStation 5 streaming, so I would kind of know what to talk about next. So I don't have to like open up the Rockstar Newswire, which I do have next to me on my phone and stuff, that I could see and stuff, but yeah. But yeah, for those who want to know the like test track vehicles, I'll try to mention some things I can think of around the top of my head. It's the Dinka Jester RR, the Futo GTX, and then also the Emperor Vector. Jester RR and Futo GTX were vehicles from the Tuners update from the first day of the Tuners update. And then Emperor Vector was one of the first couple to feud drip feed vehicles. For those who might want to test these out for some reason, I might try to bring up some things I remember from them. But yeah. Wow, did Dinka Jester RR was last week's prize ride. However, with it being the previous prize ride, the challenge wasn't necessarily the greatest in a sense. The reason that is because I think the challenge required doing a top 2 or top 3 in a street race series, which is very easy. Yeah, that was very easy. But the problem was it had 5 days in a row, so you had to be very dedicated, aside for 1 to 2 days of it, the event week from last week for when the Jester RR was the prize ride. But if you missed out on it as a prize ride, it is a very good vehicle. Actually, it is the #1 top speed option from what I remember. Traditionally, it is the #1 top speed option if you don't account for low grip tires. If you account for low grip tires and then lowering the vehicles, though, the Comet S2 actually ends up being the #1 for top speed, as I kind of mentioned last week, I think. When kind of comparing the two in terms of the prize ride and whatnot. So this is kind of the #1, #2 top speed vehicle right here. So very good choice to pick up if you're going to test it out and maybe want it for the test track. Futo GTX is another very good top speed option, but it isn't as good as the Jester RR. And the lap time on the Futo GTX is pretty horrible. I think it's one of the worst lap times, if I remember, for the tuner class and even the sport class as well. And by the way, when I'm talking about these vehicles, I'm mainly talking about the tuner performance. However, the Jester RR does place within the top 10 actually for the sport class in terms of top speed. The Jester RR is very amazing for top speed, but again, a lap time is most races. Top speed is really for a highway or a airport runway or something for top speed. So really long straights basically. So I think basically what I'm saying is the Jester RR is very good if you want top speed. The Futo GTX I probably wouldn't bother with for top speed since there's the Jester RR if you're looking for performance. And then the Emperor Vector is actually very good for lap time. It's within the top couple options, if I remember, for the tuner class for the Emperor Vector for lap time. Which again is going around in turns and stuff, which is most races. Most races are gonna have a good bit of turns and it won't have super long straights for the most part necessarily. And however, the top speed is very terrible on the Emperor Vector, so if you want a great lap time option and also want some decent top speed, it might be worth picking up the Stoughton RS Classic instead. But if you're finding with very good lap time and terrible top speed, Emperor Vector is pretty good pickup. So that's a couple recommendations based on what I've remember hearing about the vehicles. I suppose I'll talk about the prize ride here next. And yeah, for the test track vehicles, I just want to go into some highlights. I didn't really feel like going into the exact performance stuff. However, for the Previan, the podium vehicle, I might go in, not podium, but the prize ride, I might have more details here, like I did for the podium vehicle. But yeah, Alice Car Meet Series, the challenge was placed top 5 for 4 days in a row, and it still is. And today is early Monday, so if for some reason you do watch this today, you might be able to pull this one off at this point, but you probably should have been working on this one a couple days by now, of course, at least, I would say. Alright. I don't see like a Alice Carmen series icon thing on here, but yeah. I think there's like a series thing you can kind of go to in the Carmi. I don't know if you have to do that. Alice Carmi series might basically be any sort of like street race or pursuit race. So Alice Carmi might mean like any of the new Duna races essentially, as long as it's from like the pause menu. But if not, it might be the one you have to do from the like actual Alice Carmi. And I think it says on the newswire that you can like find it somewhere in the interaction menu, though I don't really know where that would be necessarily on the interaction menu. But yeah, somewhere in the interaction menu, apparently there's a Alice Carmi series thing you can get to, but yeah. I'm assuming it basically just means, like, you can do any sort of, like, street or pursuit race, I would imagine, for Alice Carmi series. Basically any sort of, like, new content from the update, as long as it's on the pause menu. From my experience, not counting the car crash full auto or whatever. But yeah. Spreadsheet, I'll go to the Coupe class for the Previonier. Yeah, I'm mainly going to be talking about the Coupe performance since, yeah, it's one of those vehicles where the, like, Coupe performance is way better than the tuner performance. The tuner performance is not that great for this vehicle, as you would expect, being in a, like, very interesting class of vehicle, not being one of, like, 12 sport cars and all. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I gotta put on headlights. Since you can only do colored headlights at the Alice Carmi, not the actual auto shop for some reason. But I'll really quickly put on the lights here for the colored headlights since that can't be done in the Alice Carmi. There it is. Yeah, if some fucking jackass doesn't end up being in my fucking way, I can talk about the fucking prize right here, sure. Yeah, I mean in my real life, by the way. But yeah, like I said, if I'm correct about the street race and the, like, pursuit races, basically any street race, pursuit race, as long as those count towards the Alice Carmi series, it should be a pretty easy challenge, even if you do the pursuit race route, because you can do 4 to 5 player pursuit races and basically be guaranteed. Especially for street races, you could probably be in a somewhat decently sized street race and still be guaranteed to get an entry for this challenge. So the challenge for this one is pretty good, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because it is a not good performance vehicle. So since performance isn't really there too much, I didn't expect the challenge to be too hard for this one, but yeah. For the coupe class, the Previan is actually the #1 new coupe for lap time, so it is the #1 lap time coupe vehicle. Not tuner vehicle, by the way, though. And then for top speed... And for top speed for the Previan is actually at 8th place for top speed, so that's first place and then 8th place for lap time top speed for the coupe class. I don't think I need to explain it, and I kind of did explain it with it being in the coupe class of all classes, which there's not really a lot of vehicles that get added to the coupe class, so that should really explain the performance. But yeah, the tuner performance is not that great, and for the most part, you'll want to use the Previan for tuner races, obviously, because I don't really think anyone's really doing coupe races in 2021. So obviously, you'll want it for the tuner races. And from what I remember, it's it's below the top 10 for both lap time and top speed for the tuner class. So yeah, just know if you get this prize right, you're not really in good performance. You're mainly going to want it for it being in a pretty interesting vehicle class that doesn't get a lot of vehicle releases, and also not being one to 12 sport cars. So you're getting it more for a unique tuner vehicle, I would say. And you can really get tuners for customization, because the thing is, all tuners have great customizations. That's just the thing with the tuner classes, they all have great customizations. So really, I would only get it for a unique prize, right? A unique tuner vehicle, and that's not one of the 12 sport ones. And then it's also a retro vehicle from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is very cool. So being a retro vehicle from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the previous entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, that's pretty cool, which only a couple of the tuners have that. The ZR350, the Euros, and the Previan, those are the three that return from previous GTA games from the latest update. So it's one of those couple, which is pretty cool as well. That's just a cool little fun fact thing and all. So I think I'm mainly going to be talking about the money opportunities and stuff here. But I suppose I'll start with the 3x money reward, and that's on an adversary mode. But yeah, deadline 1 through 14 are on triple money and RP. But yeah, all 14 maps of deadline are on triple money RP. And it's not necessarily too shocking since there's only 8 adversary modes now in total that are on the menu, since they vaulted a lot of them. Also, the previous event week, they vaulted a lot of adversary modes. But yeah, I think it's no secret that it's not going to be a great money opportunity, even with triple money on deadline. It's more worth doing biker businesses if you can, for sure, for the two that are on double. I mean, but on triple, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad option. And plus, biker businesses are passive, so while your biker businesses produce, you could technically do deadline while your biker business's product gets producing and whatnot. So I would say it's a good secondary money opportunity for sure. You can easily combine it with the biker stuff. So really the one good thing about it is you can combine it with the biker businesses. And then if for some reason you haven't unlocked the Nagasaki Shotaro, which I think I forgot to mention, but I think you need to play a match at deadline to unlock the Shotaro. When I was talking about being the #1 lockdown option, I think I forgot to mention that this time, but you do need to play a match with that mode, I think, to unlock it for purchase. Which is very interesting, because not really much of any vehicle these days has, like, any unlock criteria for the actual vehicle, just like a trade price or something. So yeah, that's a little extra incentive if you have not yet unlocked the Shotaro for purchase. Besides for that, it's a good secondary opportunity for what you can do, like, while the stuff produces. Then again, you can literally just do Kapriku, you can make multiple millions while you're, like, few to 100,000 produced or whatever. So I would probably just do Kapriku, honestly, rather than borrow with Deadline, but it's still could be a good secondary option if you want to stick to stuff in the event week, obviously. So that's Deadline, I'd say. It's like a mode of all kind of like power-ups and stuff. And I feel that mode can be one of the like quicker modes. I don't feel that's one of the like longer modes that tend to last longer and whatnot. I think that one can go pretty fast. So I feel the money isn't really there, like I said again, even on triple. Well, like I said, it can be an okay secondary option. So that's Deadline, pinned account. There's actually another pause menu thing going on, and that's actually 2 times the car meet reputation on the Pursuit series. So I don't know if they have an indicator for the car meet rep yet, but I'll show it off regardless. But you'll find those in the regular races section. But yeah, if you go on the pause menu, there won't be anything, because I guess they don't have like a little indicator for the reputation system with the new tuners update for like a little icon for it. Like, I don't know why there's not like a pink reputation icon or something, because it looks pink on like the menu here. Like, if you see there's like a pink meter here, I don't know why they don't have like a pink reputation thing for the car meet rep. But yeah, even though there's no indicator, there is 2 times on the like car meet reputation for those pursuit races. And unfortunately, I can't really say I've done a pursuit race, but yeah. If you want like double reputation, if you want to get some extra reputation, definitely do some pursuit races, because the reputation can be such a grind. But I wouldn't do it just for reputation, to be honest, and I accidentally pressed the circle there. But yeah, I would not do pursuit races just for the reputation. Like, if there was extra cash, maybe it would be more worth it, but even then, it's a race, and you don't really tend to get much money out of, like, races necessarily. And obviously it involves some like luck if you, like, win and stuff like that. So yeah, even though it doesn't show anything, there's 2 times on the car meet reputation. And again, it really should have, like, an indicator for that thing by now. I feel they should have had that for, like, the first update. So maybe eventually it'll have like an indicator for car meet reputation things in the future if they're on the pause menu at least. But yeah, probably not really worth it. You might as well just go AFK in the car meet if anything, which you can easily do just by going on the enter exit LS car meet like screen from the test track here. When I'm backed up the vehicle and enter exit test track screen, if you stay on there, I guess you can just be AFK from what I remember. And I've done it myself, so I know it's definitely the case. So literally just go AFK on that one. That's green, that's way better than just getting 2 times on the pursuit races. But if you want to actually play the game, then yeah, that's a great way of getting some reputation this week. And I think for money opportunities, I just have to talk about the biker businesses. I might not talk a lot about it because it was kind of an event from last week. It's kind of an extension to that. Except it's the other two businesses, whereas it was the other three from the previous week. Yeah, I'll go into MC here, I guess, to show it off. But yeah, if you go into your MC and you have all 5 businesses, I'll show it off for the graphics here. Plus it's on the title anyways. It's the Meth Lab and the cocaine this time around. Last event week it was this, and then this that were on the double for the biker businesses. This week we get the other 2 they didn't do, the meth and then the coke, which those are the better 2 in the biker businesses. They did like the worst 3 last time. So yeah, this time is the better in the biker businesses, no doubt. And what you can do is you can just buy supplies. The biker businesses are passive businesses, so what you should do is buy supplies and then you should make your money back through other methods for the like 2 to 3 hours it produces. And I think it's 2 to 3 hours as long as you have staff and equipment. It would probably be longer if you don't have staff or equipment, or if you don't have both even. But if you do have staff and equipment, I think it takes around 2 to 3 hours to produce your biker stuff traditionally. Which yeah, you could probably get like 2 to 3 California heists done in that time, so you can easily make like a good couple $1 million while your stuff produces. Pretty good. That's definitely what I would do. And yeah, I know that's not a money opportunity with Kyle, obviously, but for the event week. But yeah, I mean, it's just so good, and I wouldn't bother with Deadline necessarily as a secondary. Or the Pursuit series, where that 2 times a rep even. So that's basically the strategy. I'm not really want to talk about the stable missions this time because I did that last time when the other 3 were on the double money. So if you want more like stable mission like recommendations, then you can view my like last PS4 live stream I did. Because again, this is a PlayStation 5 live stream, now that I own that. So yeah, just buy supplies essentially and then make your money back through other methods. That's the most efficient way to do it, not sourcing supplies while you don't have to spend the money. You can obviously make, I think the supplies normally cost like 75,000, so you can either make 75,000 in a few hours, when it takes like 2 to 3 hours to produce the supplies for the businesses. You can either make that 75k back in a couple hours, and way more even, as I mentioned. But yeah, buy the supplies. I will talk a little bit about selling now. The thing with the biker businesses is they're not really that great for solo play. It's better if you have like at least a single friend in case you get a really bad sale mission. The way you can do obviously is you can just re-lobby and then you can like re-roll your sale mission once you get into that like other lobbies that you'll probably lose like 10 to 20,000. But it's totally worth it if you don't want to do like post-op fans by yourself or something. For free post-op fans. But yeah. But yeah, I think even if you buy just one thing of supplies, I think you tend to get free post-op vans and like other ridiculous sell missions, if I remember. So yeah, it's not a really good solo-friendly business, unfortunately, for any of the biker businesses for the most part. However, if you have that one friend, it could be pretty good to do the biker stuff. And even if you are a solo player, you might as well chance it if you want to try to make some extra money. And obviously, while your stuff produces, just do Kyle Preco if you want to make some serious money, or if you want to stick to the event week, then definitely would probably go with Deadline, I would say. So yeah, that's basically all I'm going to mention this time around, because again, it is kind of a continuation of the last time around with the biker stuff. So if you want more details on like different like sale missions you can get and stuff that I try to remember, then feel free to refer to the previous GTA event week stream. Yeah, I think that does all the money opportunities for the event week. There's a like login thing, it seems, for the week. If you play GTA Online for the event week, you'll get the white and red Nagasaki hoodie free of charge. But yeah, like I said, it's a free Nagasaki white and red hoodie for login for the week. But they tend to repeat a lot of like login rewards though, so it's most likely not new for those who tend to play the game like every day. It's most likely not new, I would imagine. So it might be more for those people who missed out previously on a like certain clothing thing they've done before. So if you don't get a clothing notification, if you don't get a notification about getting new clothing, then you probably already have it. Just gotta see where I left off here again. Alright, my mainly just be the discounts I left at this point to talk about now, so yeah. Okay. Discounts, yeah, it's basically just discounts to talk about now, it seems, and that's good. So once I talk about discounts, that should be it for the event week stream here. And I'll start off with like the property discounts and stuff first, like I usually do. And before I do that, I'll want to check to see if I'm in my MC still, because I don't really mean to be. Okay, I did deregister for it. Because I don't want to pay 30k like business fees for businesses I literally never use aside for the nightclub. I only have the biker businesses really for the nightclub, honestly, though. Like I said, they're not bad, but it's not the most solo-friendly thing, honestly. That's the one negative about the biker stuff, it's not very solo-friendly necessarily. So, oh yeah. That's right, I'm just going on the websites here for discounts now. But I want to say these are returning discounts from the previous week for the property discounts. Alright, I think this is the exact same discount from last week, the 40% off the clubhouses and Shirley renovations too. So yeah, all the biker clubhouse discounts should be exactly the same. Which I talked about it all in the previous week, so I'm not going to really talk about it, but yeah. Obviously, you need a biker clubhouse to even get access to the biker businesses. So to take advantage of that, I would get one. And even then, it's not that much, even normally. And yeah, all the upgrades like I showed off. Resupply costs continue to be half off, like with last week, because again, the biker business stuff kind of continues from last week with the last two in the businesses being on double money this time instead of the free that were last time. So yeah, resupplies are discounted. So technically, you can make a slight bit of profit on the other free businesses as well that aren't Meth and Coke. Obviously, you'll get the most benefits from Meth and Coke this time around compared to the other free like it was for the previous week. So you want to spend 75,000, I think you'll probably have to pay like 37, 38,000 to resupply your stuff, so that's pretty nice. Not that 75k is all that much anyways, like I mentioned, but still. And then this time around, the cocaine lockups and then also the meth labs are on discount. And the cocaine lockups and then the meth labs and then our upgrades and modification, those are 50% off compared to Clubhouse's 40%. So you can get some good discounts on the meth and then the cocaine. Which like I mentioned, if you're a huge solo player and you don't want to like really do the biker stuff, they're still worth getting for the nightclub. If for some reason you don't have them, they're still worth getting for those two things just for the nightclub, I would say. So if you're not big on biker businesses, I would still get them for the nightclub at least. If you're very serious on making passive money, passive income and all that, which you should be, since that's kind of the other stuff you can do in addition to Cow Perico. If you're making serious, legitimate money in the game. And then the rest of the discounts should all be vehicle discounts, it looks like. Alright, I don't know why they did the infographic thing this time for the discounts. Usually they do the text for discounts. So I have to see like what vehicles they are and try to remember the websites. Okay. I think there's mainly just two websites that have discounts this time, and that would be like Legendary Motorsport and then Southern. So I'll start with Legendary since it appears first on here. But Rampant Rocket seems to be the first discount on here. And yeah, Prime Gaming discounts were also refreshed, so I'll talk about those as well. But yeah. First discount, I believe, is actually in the motorcycle class, believe it or not. Like, obviously, it kind of looks like a motorcycle, but it's a pretty crazy motorcycle as well. But it's 40% off the Rampant Rocket instead of being 925,000, 555,000. I have to scroll to it on Bruffy 1322 spreadsheet here. But yeah. The Rampant Rocket does classify as a motorcycle as expected, so for a lap time it is 27th place lap time. And that's how like 50 motorcycles, and that doesn't count for the like oppressors and stuff. So it's probably like 30th place lap time, maybe even. And then the Rampant Rocket for top speed. Okay. Rampant Rocket for top speed is even worse, being 39th place. So I think I said 27th place for a lap time, and then 39th place for top speed, going off a Bruffy 1322 spreadsheet. So yeah, the performance is not really there, as you would kind of expect looking at it. Like, I feel like just looking at it, you would kind of expect it not being good in performance. But I imagine for the customizations can be pretty wacky for a motorcycle, so that's pretty fun. So really, you should only get it for customization purposes. I think it does have liveries, if I remember, for a motorcycle, which is pretty nice. Okay, where's the next discount here? There is, I believe, one for Prime Gaming at least on the site. Okay, Vindicator, I think that's a regular discount there. So any player will get this discount. Okay, think of Vindicator is 40% off. So it's 378,000 instead of 630,000. So almost 300,000 in savings, but yeah, the savings aren't really going to be that huge. And again, it's not really good performance if I remember right. Though it does have a pretty interesting gimmick to it, which I'll talk about, which only it and like one other vehicle has. But yeah. Okay. Let's see, lap time. I'll remember lap time here, but I'll go into top speed before I talk about it here. Okay, gotta find it in top speed here. Alright. I have both of the performances from roughly 142 spreadsheet here. But yeah, for lap time, to think of Vindicator is 25th place for the lap time again, and then for top speed, it's actually 13th place. So top speed at least is a couple placements beneath the top 10, which isn't too bad in a sense. But like it's not in the top 10, so at that point I feel it's pretty relevant in terms of performance. And then yeah, lap time 25th place is nowhere near a good lap time, unfortunately. But yeah, the Vindicator is actually a pretty interesting motorcycle. Reason being is it actually has a pretty unique curves boosting feature. And curves boost is a unique feature that only it and the Electro have. But yeah, last week's podium vehicle, which is the Electro, also has the curves boost. But yeah, I think this is the better of the curves boosting vehicles if I remember, because this is a sport bike, doesn't really need the benefit from braking necessarily. But yeah, it's not as sporty as a bike, so I feel it is probably the best of the two curves boosting motorcycles and curves boosting vehicles in general. And what curves boost is it basically like takes like speed you lose when you like brake and like get slowed down and stuff, and it turns it into a speed boost. You're essentially regaining lost speed, essentially, from what I understand from curves boosting. But yeah, I'm not the most familiar with all this car and motorcycle kind of stuff and all. But yeah, from my understanding, curves boosting is essentially like something where you get like your lost speed or like you're braking back into like a speed boost or something. Essentially. But yeah, like I said, you kind of have to lose speed and brake, so yeah, it's not really that worth it for a gimmick. But if you want like a fun gimmicky vehicle, then the Vindicator is kind of worth it. Besides for that, the performances in theirs, and then I feel the customizations could be pretty good too. I'll give it that as well. So yeah, really for customizations and like the pretty unique curves boosting feature, those are probably the main two reasons I can get the Vindicator. But yeah, this one here is a Prime Gaming discount, so only Prime Gaming people will have this discount. So instead of 680,000, it looks like with a trade price, since they did add like trade prices later on to the 2015 heist update vehicles. With a trade price, it's 238,000, which is not a bad price at all. And it's a muscle car, I think. Muscle car or sport classic. Might actually be a sport classic, actually. One of those two, I'm pretty sure on it. I'm going towards sport classic if I remember right. But yeah. Alright, the Casco is a sport classic. So I see it's lap time on my spreadsheet on my phone. I'll just have to go on to top speed here. Alright. So yeah, if you want 65% off, I believe it's a 65% off Prime Gaming discount for the Casco. For lap time, it's 15th place from what I remember of going on for roughly 142 spreadsheet, which the lap time is not really anything special for the Sport Classic class. But for top speed for the Sport Classic class, the Casco is actually number 8 for top speed, going off of roughly 142 spreadsheet. Which, yeah, it's not the number 1, it's not in the top 3, and it's also not in the top 5. But I feel like as long as the vehicle's in the top 10, it's somewhat decent. As long as it's like somewhere in the top 10, whether it's lap time or top speed. The Casco is at number 8 top speed, so I can't really say it's a bad vehicle to get necessarily. But you probably won't get too much value out of this vehicle for sure. But yeah, definitely can't go wrong with a Casco, especially at $238,000 at a 65% off Prime Gaming discount. It's not really going to get much better than that, so I would jump on it for sure on this event week if you're even remotely considering getting a Casco. And then the Chameleon's not on discount, just got it up at the moment. So it looks like there's 2 discounts for everybody and then 1 for Prime Gaming, it looked like, for the Legendary Motorsport website. And then, again, I think the only other website with discounts is Severn. This is a discount for everyone here, and that's the Dominator ASP, which is for the latest update, which is pretty nice. But being in the latest update probably means it's not a good, like, percentage off, so not necessarily the greatest to take advantage of right now, if you're looking for higher than a 30% off discount. But yeah, 30% off of a trade price actually gets it a little over 900,000 instead of a little over 1.3 million. So essentially you're saving around 400,000 on it for a stock vehicle, which is quite decent. I think customizations can basically cost around that amount, even with the massive amount of options and customizations. I think it kind of costs around 400, maybe like 600,000 at the highest end of like customizations. So you can get some pretty decent amount of customizations, if not like all of them, even with that 400,000. Say the whole vehicle in general would probably cost more like 1.5 maybe right now, so that's pretty good. But yeah. I'll go into the muscle car performance, but I'm not going to entirely be able to remember the tuner performance. Which I really wish Bruffy 152 would have the tuner performance on his spreadsheet and not just the sport performance and stuff. I don't know why I can't put like tuners on his spreadsheet for like the subclass, but yeah. I'm just going to mainly go over muscle car performance. It's actually one that benefits more there. And of course, someone's in my fucking way again, so... So I guess I'll take my Euros for a spin, because some jackasses have to be in my way, of course. Way more than they should be. Plus, I could use a bit of reputation anyways. Even at like 147, 140, whatever. That's not too bad of a time, I feel, actually. Now let's see if I don't get really interrupted out of fucking nowhere. Oh, no, stuff's not showing here. Okay, that was weird. The images didn't want to show there. But yeah. For lap time, the Dominator ASP is the new #1 muscle car as with the latest update now for the muscle car performance. And top speed of Dominator ASP is actually 7th place now. So yeah, 1st place lap time, 7th place top speed for the muscle car class. And it's actually pretty average, if I recall, for the tuners class. So you can still get a pretty average vehicle for the Dominator ASP when it comes to the tuner performance, but especially does very well for muscle car performance. So yeah, for that reason, since the performance is pretty good and kind of all over the place for muscle car and tuner class, I would probably get it, especially if you're not huge on getting like 10, like if you want to use all 10 auto car slots for your auto shop, if you want to use all 10 slots for tuner vehicles and you don't want all 10s like sport cars, Dominator ASP is probably one of those better ones to get. I don't know what's going on with the websites here. I don't know if that's just like a PS5 issue thing, because I don't think I've ever had that on the PS4 happen. But yeah. Next discount's actually a prime. What the hell? Since one new fucking website thing's download, what the fuck? God damn, this is getting really annoying here. God, really? Wait, I think RT3000. This one's actually slightly more on discount. It's Prime Gaming only, as I mentioned, and that's 35% off the Dingo RT3000. So being 1,286,250 is 836,062. So yeah, like $450,000 off, I would say. So again, with the customizations, probably would be more around like full price normally, kind of for like the trade price, even. I mean, but yeah. But yeah, I think the RT3000 is one of the many like 12 sport tuner cars. And I think it's traditionally on the lower end in terms of the like tuner vehicles for their performance, for the sport class at least, and probably tuner class as well. I'm trying to see what the I'll have to look a while in the spreadsheet because I gotta remember the different vehicle names that are in the tuner class. Since the spreadsheet doesn't have like an actual tuner subclass on it, unfortunately. think I've counted 6 tuner vehicles so far from scoring for the spreadsheet for a lap time. So that basically means its performance is probably not good for a lap time. Gee, even the Remus has better lap time than this, it seems. Alright. So for lap time for the tuner class, hate to say it, but it's like number 10 out of like 12 sport cars in terms of the tuner class. And a lot of the sport cars are going to be the better performing vehicles. So yeah, tuner class lap time is not that great at all. For sport class lap time, that's actually a 56th place, and there's like 80, 90 sport cars. That's pretty bad. And I'll probably have to look into top speed here as well. Alright. But yeah. Now that I see the top speed now for a sport class, for a lap time, the RT3000 is 56th place for a lap time, and then it's 42nd place for top speed, which at least it's above average, but yeah. But yeah. 50th and 40th place for a lap time, and then top speed, not good performance at all for the sport class, which is very typical of the tuner vehicles, as they tend to place way better in the tuner class than the actual class they are mainly in, which for this and many others is a sport class. And then for tuner performance, between the different sport vehicles in the tuner class, it was like number 10 out of 12 for lap time, according to the spreadsheet and its looks and whatnot. And then number 6 out of 12 for top speed between the 12 different tuner sport vehicles. So I think I can safely say the sport and the tuner performance is not really there for this vehicle, so you're really mainly getting it for customization. Especially for tuner vehicles, you shouldn't really get them for their customization, because all tuner vehicles in the tuner subclass have great customization. So it's hard to say this vehicle even has much of a purpose. And yeah, 35% off for Prime Gaming is not a great discount. But yeah, being a new vehicle, you kind of expected to have 35% for a Prime Gaming discount. So honestly, I would probably wait for a sale, probably after this update, I would say. So yeah, probably not a good discount. Honestly, the Casco is probably a better discount, not gonna lie, for Prime Gaming. Alright, all damage is on there now, at least. That's good. Okay. Next discount, and all the discounts are for everybody now, by the way, now that the 2 Prime Gaming ones are shown off. But yeah, I think Prime Gaming goes till October 20th, so it's kind of a whole month long Prime Gaming thing for the Casco and then the RT3000. But yeah. RC Bandito. But yet, RC Bandito is on a massive 50% off. Massive 50% off makes it right under 800,000 instead of 1.6 million. So you're getting quite a good discount on RC Bandito. And you need RC Bandito for the time trials. Obviously, RC Bandito is the only vehicle you can use for the RC Bandito time trial, so it does have its own exclusive money opportunity. There was also RC Bandito races, but as of the last event week, they actually vaulted the RC Bandito races. So it doesn't really have those anymore. But it's not too bad, because it doesn't really benefit too much from like performance upgrades for the RC Bandito from my experience. Like the best performance upgrade it has, I think it's like the jump boost, I think. And if you do that, you can kind of get slight more speed as long as you don't crash or anything. And on a time trial, it's going to be really hard to do. So, RC Bandito races being gone doesn't necessarily like ruin the potential of this very much, because like getting performance upgrades on RC Bandito doesn't really help all that much anyways. But yeah, that does have RC Bandito time trials for a highly exclusive money making opportunity, which is quite nice. And that one survived all this stuff being vaulted, obviously, because it was not on the pause menu. And then I do have a whole entire reviewing guide if you want more details on RC Bandito. If you want more details on that, I do have a reviewing guide on it. Or of course there's other ones out there, obviously. But yeah, just for RC Bandito time trials, since you can make like 100,000 per one, I feel for that reason it could be kind of worth getting it. But you probably won't be using it for a lot of money making, so it could be worth passing on it if you don't care to collect all the different weaponized vehicles in the game. Looks like that might have been it for discounts, since I'm pretty sure these are not on discount. Just glitched up at the moment. Same goes with these. Basically anything with a $0 sale, that's just glitched up essentially. Since I guess Rockstar doesn't seem to know how to do free discounts anymore. Alright, yeah, that's most definitely it for discounts. But yeah, hopefully any of that vehicle advice manages to help out, because again, I think that was it. I'll check again one more time before I end the stream here. God damn. Hate when they do it for this scrolling thing, don't just list discounts on text like they've done other times. It's hard to remove it on the phone and stuff. Alright, yeah. That was all 6 vehicle discounts, apparently. Highlights for discounts were definitely the RC Bandito, Dominator ASP, kind of the Vindicator, and then the Casco for Prime Gaming discount. Probably the worst discounts were the RCT 3000 and then the Rampant Rocket, I would say, quite frankly. But yeah, the few I mentioned before that were probably the better discounts, in at least one way or another. Whether it's performance or like unique abilities and stuff like that. But anyways, that's probably going to be it for the stream. Hopefully the length isn't too much more, because with the PlayStation 5 it seems I can only view the broadcasting time if I go on like the broadcast. If I go on the like create menu, it seems that's the only way I can check it, since there's no like border thing and then like no spectators and stuff like that you can really do on the PS5, unfortunately. So hopefully it wasn't that much longer, which I don't necessarily think it was. That's not going to be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.